Bottom of the third inning, the Scouts and Lorain County Ironmen are all tied up at 1. Gabe, can you tweet out and post this on Facebook for this? Unfortunately, some internet difficulties, so I don't even know if we can get any picture. At least for now, we're going to try to optimize this internet problem as quickly as we can. Stolen base attempt, throw over to second is going to get past the glove of Ben Beachy. So a runner at second now, and one out, Gabe? Or no outs?
One down, bottom of the third.
Oh, yeah, bottom of the third. One away. Runner at second. The batter is Michael Blatchford. Blatchford. He awaits. The pitch. That one finds the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Blatchford, his first time up, hit into a fielder's choice. That one low and away. Moves the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Blatchford, a .267 hitter. A double and a couple of RBIs coming into this contest. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Jack Rains. And that one is hit sky high, shallow center field. Catching it at the border of the infield and the outfield is the shortstop, Ben Beachy. Mark it down as an F6.
Number 7,
and now 2 away in this inning. And the batter is going to be Antonio Bennett. Bennett, his first time up, he was the first and only, I believe, strikeout victim of Jack Rains. So a runner at second and 2 away here in the bottom of the third. The Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen are all tied up at 1. First pitch from Rains, and that one is hit hard but foul, first base side, out of play. And it came into the game a .320 hitter with 7 RBIs and 5 strikeouts, so he picked up strikeout number 6 in the home half of the first inning. Jack Rains has now allowed 4 hits through 2 2/3 innings pitched. That pitch from Rains off the plate. Going to even the count up, a ball and a strike now. Thank you for those of us who are just tuning back in now. We did have some technical difficulties regarding the internet connection that keeps the Xenia Scouts radio network alive and well. 1-1 pitch. That one just low and just inside. It's going to move the count 2-1. For those of you wondering how the Scouts scored, a Francisco Andina double, followed by a Ben Beachy single, and an Aaron Takis sac fly to bring home Francisco Andina, has deadlocked this game at 1 run apiece. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one's hit hard into center field. Andina chasing, makes the grab for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard for the Ironmen in the bottom of the third. We have played 3 innings of baseball here at the Pipe Yard. The Scouts and the Ironmen are deadlocked at 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we are back here for the top of the fourth inning. Andrew Alix alongside Gabe Genovesi at the pipe yard in Lorain County. The Scouts and the Ironmen are deadlocked at 1. Jordan Lambert to lead things off. He hits one hard, but foul. Ross Yoder dives out of the way. So a hard foul ball to get things going for the Scouts here in the top of the fourth. Lambert, his first time up, flew out to center field. That was back in the top of the first inning. And Lambert takes that one to deep right center field. That one's going to drop under the glove of a diving right fielder. Lambert's rounding first and heading for second. The throw to the second baseman is not going to get there in time. Lambert slides in with a double, and the Scouts have the leadoff man in scoring position here in the top of the fourth inning. And Gabe, that's the start you want if you're Jordan Lambert and the Scouts.
And finally, something breaks right for the Scouts on a ball hit to the outfield. The right fielder, Michael Blatchford, just misjudged it just a little. He was about a half step behind. The outstretched glove just missed it. The ball lands, and Lambert's on second to begin the inning.
So now Chris Ackerman to the plate. The runner at second is Jordan Lambert. Ackerman bats from the right side against the left-handed pitcher Ryan LePage. His last time up, he walked, picking up his 9th walk of the season for the catcher from Hillsdale College. And Ackerman hits that pitch high in the air on the infield. The first baseman, Canyon McWilliams, going to come in and make the grab. That's out number 1. Mark it down as an F3. 1 on, 1 out. So now Kyle Casserly to the plate. Top of the fourth inning. The runner at second is Jordan Lambert. 1 away here. The Scouts and the Ironmen deadlocked at 1. Casserly, his first time up, went down swinging. That was back in the top of the second. First pitch curveball on the inside, ball number 1. Casserly, the Wright State Raider, by way of the University of West Virginia. 1-0 the count. And changeup swinging and missing there as Casserly evens up the count of ball and a strike.
And LePage really just giving Casserly all off-speed changeups and curveballs. I don't think Casserly has seen a fastball since the second pitch of his first at-bat. And so far, he can't get a piece of that off-speed pitch.
Lambert leads over at second. And curveball inside again. Finds the zone, a called strike 2. So the count moves 1 ball and 2 strikes against Casserly. Casserly, if you give him a fastball to connect with, can absolutely rock one, but he has struggled with off speed here in this early part of the season. 1-2 pitch, way outside, evens the count up 2-2.
And if you're LePage there, it had to be, we're going to go with the fastball just to see if he chases it outside the zone because he hasn't seen one today. I expect another off speed over the middle of the plate.
2-2 pitch, and swung on and missed strike 3, a ball in the dirt. And a drop third strike throw over to first. Will be in time to get him. So Kyle Casserly goes down swinging for the second time in as many at-bats. And now with a runner on second and 2 outs, it's going to be Joey Roddy's job to keep this inning going and try to get the Scouts a lead here. This game deadlocked 1-1. We are in the 4th inning of this one. Now remember, folks, this is just a 7-inning game because it's a doubleheader. So the clock is ticking now. So Roddy, first pitch, taken on the outside. Joey Roddy, his last time up, he really connected with an outside fastball, brought it all the way to deep left center field, but it was the left fielder, Richard Phillips, a diving grab, robbing Roddy of what would have been a double, perhaps even a triple for Roddy's speed. 1-0 the count now. Lambert leads from second. The pitch. That one inside. So LePage misses on the outside on the first pitch, missing on the inside on the second pitch, and Joey Roddy ahead in this count 2-0 now. Big lead for Lambert at second. And Roddy waving and missing at the 2-0 pitch. Moves the count 2 balls, 1 strike. Joey came into this game batting at a 125 mark, 1 RBI, that coming on a bases loaded walk. He has come to score 5 runs, a .259 on-base percentage for the redshirt freshman Ohio State Buckeye. Roddy bats from the right side against the lefty, 2-1, and that one in the dirt and on the inside, so a hitter's 3-1 count. Top of the fourth, 2 outs. Jordan Lambert over at second. Roddy steps back into the box. The pitcher, LePage. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And curveball swung on and missed. Throw back to second. Try to get Jordan Lambert, but there was all kinds of things going on there. Looks like, can you explain that? I don't even know how to explain that.
After Roddy swung and missed at the curveball, the throw down to second kind of bounced off of the second baseman's glove, Antonio Bennett, and bounced away. But fortunately for the Ironmen, it bounced right to the shortstop, Novak, and Lambert could not advance. But on a 3-1 pitch there, Joey Roddy gets a curveball that ended up being down and in. He might have chased ball 4 there.
So now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here. In the top of the fourth, 1-1 the score. Roddy, he awaits. The pitch, runner goes, and Joey hits that one high in the air on the infield. The second baseman, Antonio Bennett's calling for it. He'll make the grab for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit, and 1 man left aboard for the Scouts in the top of the fourth inning. We have reached the middle of the fourth. The Scouts and the Ironmen all tied up at 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, and it's going to be Sam Casanelli coming to the plate to face Jack Rains. We are all tied up at 1 between the Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen. Casanelli, his first time up, he lined out to the second baseman, Ange Bourgeois. He shows bunt but pulls back. First pitch way upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. The Ironmen put 1 on the board in the bottom of the second. The Scouts responded in the top of the third. Scoreless frames all around otherwise. And 1-0 pitch. That one missing inside, so the count moves 2-0. It'll be Casanelli, followed by Caleb Waller and Joe Scott Pace for the Ironmen here. 2-1 comes way on the inside. And sounds like they might have gotten a piece of him.
There was some confusion there. Casanelli kind of just stood bent down in the box for a few seconds, and then all of a sudden the home plate umpire, Rudy Denias, said, "Here's your base," and Ackerman didn't argue, so I'm sure it hit him, but that was a delayed call.
So with 1 on and 1 out, it's going to bring Caleb Waller to the plate. Waller, he singled back in the second inning, came around to score the only run of the day for the Ironmen. First pitch, and that's way outside. Advancing from first over to second on the wild pitch is Sam Casanelli, and looks like he almost tried to round second and head for third. Big backstop here at the Pipe Yard in Lorain, Ohio. And Chris Ackerman had to track a lot of ground to go back and get that one, preventing that from being, instead of 90 feet, could have been 180. But all it's going to be is a ball and no strikes here. A runner at second and nobody out for the Ironmen here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Caleb Waller, a 176 batter on the year, a couple of RBIs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Pitch, and that one's lined into right field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Lottenville gets it, and they are going to give the break sign over at third to Sam Casanelli, but trouble here early in the home half of the fourth for Jack Rains. It's runners at the corners and nobody out for Joe Scott Pace.
And if you're Rains, you got to be very efficient here. Obviously, you're hoping for the strikeout, but on a ball hit and play, you're hoping for a hard ground ball somewhere. The middle infield looks like they're going to stay in double play depth. The corners will, I think, come in, but Corey Koobs is going to come out and talk to everyone.
Yeah, pitching coach Corey Koobs going to come out and have a word here with Jack Rains. Rains, some pretty easy-going stuff here. In the beginning of this game, the first 3 innings that he's pitched, he allowed 4 hits, but never allowing anyone to, really get anything more than a single, no extra base hits, but once again a threat here. Caleb Waller, the man at first, scored the only run of this game, but it's Casanelli at third and Waller at first here with Joe Scott Pace at the plate here in the bottom of the fourth. Still 1-1 the score. And it looks like we got Landon Williams beginning to throw in the Xenia bullpen in case this gets out of hand for Jack Rains. The lefty, first pitch. That one finds the outside part of the plate, a called strike 1. Joe Scott Pace, his first time up, grounded out to a 3 unassisted right over to first. What ended up being a productive out, however, as it advanced Caleb Waller into scoring position that allowed him to get driven in on the single 1 batter later. So throw over now. No balls, 1 strike, and nobody out here. Jack Rains. He looks to the catcher, Chris Ackerman. Here's the 0-1. And that one missing just low and away, evens up the count of ball and strike.
But I like the approach from Rains here in the at-bat with Scott Pace. Try to paint that outside corner, maybe get a weak ground ball on something low in the zone.
Joe Scott Pace awaits the 1-1. Here it is, and that one is hit foul right behind the screen. It's going to move Rains ahead in this count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rains, the native of San Angelo, Texas, according to his bio on San Angelo State University's website. If he had a golf foursome and could pick any 3 other people to be in it, they would be LeBron, Johnny Manziel, and Jesus.
That'd be one heck of a foursome.
That would be a golf game to remember. As Rains steps off, also says on his bio he can play the harmonica.
I cannot do that. So
we have a talented guy with a good taste in people, but a guy that our pitcher, Jack Rains, would really like to get out here. The 1-2 pitch, and that one is lined to the glove of Ben Beachy. He drops the ball on the exchange from the glove hand to the throwing hand, but they still give him credit for catching the ball, so mark that down as an F6. And an important first down here is Jack Rains is trying to get himself out of some trouble.
A very, very important first out. Now the double play ball will end the inning. If he can get another ground ball, Bourgeois and Beachy going to stay in double play depth in the middle infield. And really the corners don't have to come in either if Roddy can turn 2 from third as well.
But now Kenyon Williams to the plate. First pitch. Williams attacks, foul ball, third base side. Joe Roddy, he's dancing in foul territory, but comes under it and makes the grab for out number 2. So 1 pitch out to Kenyon Williams, and a big break there as Kenyon Williams, the guy who singled in the first run of this game for the Lorain County Ironmen. So mark that down as an F5. And now Jack Rains, and out here would get him out of this jam here in the bottom of the fourth. It's going to be Richard Phillips to the plate. First pitch to Phillips. That one upstairs and outside. Ball number 1. Good reaction time there by Ackerman, not letting that one get past him.
And I like the approach from Rain still. He hasn't changed his approach. It's still been aggressive to batters, a lot of fastballs on the outside corner, a lot of not, he's not changing the way he throws to these Lorain County Ironmen hitters with first and third, nobody down.
1-0. Swung on and missed. Strike number one. Fastball outside part of the plate.
He's stayed aggressive. He's gotten 2 straight outs. And now with a 1-1 count, he's a couple strikes from getting out of this inning.
Phillips bats from the right side against the southpaw, John Rains. It's runners at the corners. With 2 away here, we are all tied up at 1. The pitch, and that one a grounder over towards short, slowly developing play. Ben Beachy throw over to first in time for out number 3. So it was runners at the corners and nobody out, but Jack Rains with ice in his veins gets himself out of a very sticky situation. No runs on 2 hits and 2 men stranded for the Ironmen in the bottom of the 4th. We have played for the Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen. They're all tied up at 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Back here for the top of the 5th in Lorain County, Ohio. A 1-1 tie between the Xenia Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen here at the Pipe Yard. And now Bourgeois will lead off the 5th with a blooper to left field. Coming in as the left fielder, Phillips. He makes the grab, and there's a quick out here in the 5th inning. Ryan LePage still on the mound for the Lorain County Ironmen. The Scouts thus far today, 1 run on 4 hits on LePage. Ryan LePage has not walked, 1 walk today, 2 strikeouts, as Dylan Lottenville steps to the plate for the Scouts. Gabe Genovesi here with you on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. As Lottenville takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Only 7-inning ball games here this evening, as we will play 2 here at the Pipe Yard. The 0-1 to Lottenville, now a swing and a miss, strike 2. So Andrew had you for the first 4. I'll do the 5th in this one. Andrew will take you the rest of the way in the 6th and the 7th. And then we'll flip-flop it. Ball toward third. A backhanded stop by the third baseman, Waller. He fires across the diamond, and Lottenville is retired. A fantastic play by Caleb Waller. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 5th for the Scouts. And Francisco Andina will come to the plate for Xenia. Andina, a double his first time up in the 3rd inning. He came around to score the only run of the game for Xenia on a sac fly from Aaron Takis in the 3rd. Andina now 5 for 21 on the year, along with 9 walks. And now he takes a strike right down the heart of the plate, 0-1. Andina, a 448 on base percentage coming into this game. The 0-1. Another fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Ryan LePage painting the corners here in the 5th. No balls and 2 strikes to Francisco Andina, the center fielder this evening for the Xenia Scouts. Scouts 1, Ironman 1. The 0-2 pitch. A curveball, a swing and a miss. And Andina goes down swinging for only the 2nd time this year. And Ryan LePage gets his 3rd strikeout of the day, a 1-2-3 inning, much needed for Ryan LePage. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Ironman 1, Scouts 1. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the fifth we go here at the Pipe Yard, home of the Lorain County Ironmen in Lorain County, Ohio. A 1-1 tie between the Xenia Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen. Jack Rains still on the mound for the Scouts. Rains has given up 1 run on 5 hits thus far. And now the lefty Nick Novak, the 9-hole hitter for the Ironmen, steps to the plate. The first pitch to Novak, he squares to bunt, pulls back, but this pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. Novak grounded out to the second baseman Bourgeois. Back in the third inning, came into today 7 for 23 on the year, make it 7 for 24. The 0-1 pitch. Foul ball. He actually hit that one off his front ankle, and Jack Rains is ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Novak, only 1 extra base hit on the year. It was a triple. He's one of 27 players in the Great Lakes League to have a triple thus far in the 2017 campaign. The lefty steps in the box. Rains the lefty as well. The 0-2 pitch. A curveball just misses off the outside edge. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nick Novak. Novak's .484 on-base percentage is second on this Lorain County team. He's come around to score 9 times. That's tied for 13th in the league. The 1-2 pitch, way outside. A good scoop by Ackerman. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nick Novak. Jack Rains is in his 5th inning of work. Normally out of the bullpen for the Scouts. The starter today. Rains a deep breath, now steps back on the rubber. The 2-2 pitch. High and tight. Ball 3. And now Nick Novak claiming that nicked him on the hand. And the home plate umpire, Rudy Denias, is not going to give him the base.
And let me tell you, Lorain County's manager coming over from third base, playing the role of third base coach right now, and he is having a word with this umpire. He does not look happy.
And Rudy Denias isn't having any of it. Not going to give him the base. And the count will be 3 balls and 2 strikes. But if you're Jack Rains, the leadoff batter in this inning, you were headed in the count 0-2. You do not want to lose him. With the top of the order coming up, and Chase Canoodle, who's 2 for 2 with a couple singles in the on-deck circle. Rains sets. The 3-2 delivery. A swing and a miss, strike 3 on a curveball. A good pitch from Jack Rains. He gets his 2nd strikeout of the day, and there's 1 down here in the 5th.
And a big strikeout there from Jack Rains. Rains continues to look good, and the longer he can throw into this game, the better, because Rains starting this game, he's going to be shut down for a while now, and the ability to, minimize the usage of anyone else in the bullpen going forward, so they can have as many people active for the second game of this doubleheader and then going into the weekend's games.
Canoodle swings at a curveball low and in for strike 1. Chase Canoodle, I already mentioned, 2 for 2 with a couple singles today. He came into today's ball games 11 for 25. He led the Ironmen in hits, in average, of course, a .440 batting average, RBIs in 9 and 7 walks. The pitch from Rains is outside, ball 1. Canoodle 4th in the league in on-base percentage at .563. 11th in the league in average with his .440 average. Now the pitch, a line drive right field. It lands foul near the Scouts' bullpen. Bullpen catcher Ryan Park in this first game.
Odds are he'll be the catcher
for game number 2.
Game number 2. It'll be interesting to see how Bubba Cates changes things up going to this second game. Remember, folks, the second game is going to start, I think, about 30 or 40 minutes after the conclusion of this game. We are only playing 7 innings in this one.
The 1-2 pitch from Rains. A fastball just off the outside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's one we've seen Rudy Denias behind the plate already give as a strike today.
Yeah, no, I mean, my first thought when I saw that is, give me that. Come on, like, say a call that Jack Rains would have been quite happy to get.
The 2-2 pitch. A ground ball toward third. Roddy fields it on a couple hops, throws across the diamond, and Canoodle is retired for the first time today. 2 down here in the 5th.
Jack Rains working efficiently, looking good, getting the first 2 guys here, and now
for the Ironmen,
Michael Blatchford to the plate with 2 away. And talk about something that we haven't seen yet this season. A game with a combined score of 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
A very low-scoring game today. 1-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. And you're right. All of our games thus far have been real high scoring. The first pitch to Michael Blatchford is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Blatchford 0 for 2 today. He did reach on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Flew out to the shortstop Beachy in the 3rd. The 1-0 pitch. A ground ball toward Bourgeois at second. Picks it up, throws to Casserly, and that'll do it for the Ironmen here in the 5th. A 1-2-3 inning for each team in the 5th. And we'll head to the top of the 6th inning, tied at 1 here at the Pipe Yard. Andrew Alix will take you the rest of the way for this one. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
We are back here. It's the top of the 6th inning. The Scouts going to send the top of their order to the plate. That's Ben Beachy, Aaron Takas, and Jordan Lambert. First pitch to Beachy. That one taken low and away. Ball number 1. The pitcher still Ryan LePage, working in his 6th inning of action here for the Lorain County Ironmen. And that pitch comes low and in, so 2 balls, no strikes now to Ben Beachy.
And we've seen Beachy hit 2 balls hard today. A grounder out to third and then a single.
And Ben hits that one hard over towards short. The shortstop throws over to first in time. Out number 1. So a very hard hit ball over to short hit. And just taken on 1 hop by the shortstop, Nick Novak. Throws over to first in time. Now 1 away.
And that seems to be the theme of today's ball game for both teams. We've seen hard hit balls all day, but the score's still deadlocked at 1 because the infielders / outfielders for both these teams have made good plays, and now we're going to have a pinch hitter.
It looks like Ryan Park coming into the game. Park, a .318 hitter on the year. 3 RBIs. He has 1 extra base hit. That is a double. Park, 7 hits on 22 at-bats. That is 3rd on the Scouts Club. First pitch to Park. That one's taken way on the outside. Ball number 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. With 1 away here in the top of the 6th, the Scouts and the Ironmen still tied up at 1. Change up outside part of the plate there. Park swinging and missing. Evens up the count 1-1. So Aaron Takas' day is done. As the 1-1 pitch now to Park. That one low and away moves the count 2-1. The Scouts have picked up 4 hits on the day as Park fouls the 2-1 pitch straight back into the plate, evens up the count 2-2 now. A very big missed opportunity back in the 4th inning when Jordan Lambert led things off with a double, but the Scouts were unable to bring him home. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball off the plate. The count goes full.
And I'm going to guess Bubba Cates made this substitution real fast because Takis, the lefty, Park a switch hitter. He can hit from the right side against the lefty LePage.
3-2. And Park hits that one on the ground over towards third. A slow roller. The throw over to first is going to be in time for out number 2. Mark it down as a 5-3. And 2 up, 2 down for the Scouts, who desperately need to get something going. I mean, just as the Ironmen desperately need to get something going, but just not much of a game offensively for either side thus far.
And ever since the Lambert double in the 4th, 8 straight outs for Ryan LePage on the mound.
So Lambert back to the plate. First pitch to Jordan. That one, a fastball, finds the, according to the home plate umpire, lower outside part of the zone. Looked pretty low to me. 0-1, and Jordan Lambert hits that one high in the air to right field, but doesn't look too deep. The center fielder is going to call off the right fielder and make the grab for out number 3. So the Scouts go down in order. A 1-2-3 inning for Ryan LePage. We have reached the middle of the 6th inning. The Scouts and the Ironmen still deadlocked at 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So now we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Andrew Alix, Gabe Genovesi, the Scouts and the Ironmen deadlocked at 1 run apiece. And Jack Rains out to pitch his 6th inning of work. He'll face the 3, 4, and 5 spot in this Ironman order. The first batter is Antonio Bennett. First pitch to Bennett. That one taken low and in, I suppose. They're not going to call that one a strike, but it looks like about the same pitch that we saw called for a strike last inning, Gabe.
And I was going to say Jordan Lambert's ball last inning was a little lower than that.
And the 1-0 missing outside. Count moves 2-0. And some tough calls here, I suppose.
Rains is going to have to be careful here. He cannot give Bennett anything to hit. Bennett came into today with a .320 batting average.
0 for 2 today, however. The 2-0 pitch. That one finds the zone for a called strike. Moves the count 2 balls and a strike. Bennett, the second baseman from Toledo. This past season with Toledo, 11 at-bats, 2 for 11. That's a 182 batting average. 2-1 pitch. And that one missing low and in again. So the count moves 3 balls, 1 strike. With nobody out here, the leadoff man, Antonio Bennett. Bennett bats from the right side against the lefty Jack Rains. Rains serves up 3-1. In there for a called strike. So the home plate umpire doing the dramatic strike call almost as if he was calling the punch out. Bennett actually looked and asked, is that strike 3? And the home plate umpire said no.
I think for a second the home plate umpire, Rudy Denias, thought it was strike 3. Then he realized it was only 3-2.
So, as Gabe said, 3-2 the count now. Bennett calls time, but now he steps back in. Rains, the 3-2 pitch. And check swing, did he go? The appeal to the field umpire says he did not. So that's going to be ball 4. And Jack Rains not happy with that one.
Batting for the Ironmen, Sam Casanelli.
And Chris Ackerman got up and tagged Bennett right away. He thought he went around. And I'm not sure if Corey Coombs is coming out to argue here or just talk with Rains.
I think he's going out to have a word with Jack Rains. It looks like everyone's coming in. The entire infield. And that's a tough one. I mean, we are not in a close enough position to call
we can't tell from here
whether he went around or not. But we can tell you that it was certainly close. Chris Ackerman definitely think he went around. And the pitch, if it was taken, that would not have been a strike. I'll say that. So the call is correct on that part. But a good pitch selection there from Rains to try to get Bennett to chase a little bit on the outside. That pitch was just a fastball, 1 or 2 balls off the plate on the outside.
And that was Rains' first walk of the day. He did hit a batter, but that's only the second free pass he's given, including the hit batter.
So now it's going to be Antonio Bennett at first with the walk and nobody out for Sam Casanelli. Casanelli, he singled his last time up back in the 4th inning, ended up getting stranded at third. First pitch from Rains, upstairs and outside. Ball number 1. Landon Williams still working for the Scouts in the bullpen right now. 1-0 pitch, the runner goes, swing and a miss. Looks like he got a piece of that one, or did he not?
No, Ackerman just lost it.
Looked like it was fouled back. Well, so Antonio Bennett snags second base there, and that's a tough pill to swallow if you're the Scouts. Now the go-ahead run in scoring position with nobody out for the Ironmen here, and with Joey Roddy playing really deep over at third. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to lay down a punt down the third base line here. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that one, foul ball, hit hard, third base side. The count moves 1-2. Sam Casanelli from Rogers State came into this game batting .353, a couple of doubles. No RBIs. He had scored a couple runs. Walked twice, struck out 5 times. The 1-2 pitch. And that one's hit high in the air to right field. Lottenville comes under it. He'll make the grab. Tagging from third is Bennett. The throw to third will not get there in time. So an F9 for out number 1, but it advances the go-ahead run for the Ironmen. Another 90 feet closer. And now with Caleb Waller, who's 2 for 2 coming to the plate. Difficult situation, and I would not be surprised if this is the time that we'd see Landon Williams come out and try to shut the door here.
Because of the lefty-lefty matchup. Oh, yep, you're right. I was going to say because of the lefty-lefty matchup, they might leave Rains out there for one more batter, but good call, my friend. Here comes Williams.
So we are going to step aside for just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. All right, we are back here in the bottom of the sixth. It is a runner at third and one away here. And the Scouts making a pitching change. This game tied up at 1-1. They're going to bring in the reliever, Landon Williams. Landon Williams, the native of Clovis, New Mexico. He has appeared in 2 ball games, pitching 8 2/3 innings. He has allowed 8 hits, struck out a team-high 13 batters, allowing just 3 earned runs in less than 9 innings, so a just sub-3 ERA for Landon Williams.
And he's going to have to get out of a jam here. Runner on third, 1 down. The infield all in for the Scouts.
The pitch. And first pitch fouled straight back into the screen. 0-1 goes the count. Caleb Waller, the man at the plate, he is 2 for 2 on the day. Scored the only run of this ball game for the Lorain County Ironmen.
Anything deep in the outfield is going to score a run as well.
The 0-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Williams with one of the nastier sliders that you will see in the Great Lakes League. Ahead 0-2 in the count here. A big out for the New Mexico native to make here. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Landon Williams gets Caleb Waller and gets 1 step closer to keeping this tie game intact. And now, with 2 away, the runner still at third. But the infield with the opportunity to back up into regular position with Joe Scott Pace coming to the plate. Pace is 0 for 2, a ground out to first, and a fly out to short. First pitch to Pace. Curveball. Just on the inside. 1 ball, no strikes is the count. Pace came into the game batting $150. No extra base hits. He has scored 3 runs, driven in 2. 1-0. Fastball right down the pipe, a called strike 1. Evens the count up 1-1 now.
And this is the biggest out of the season for Landon Williams and the Xenia Scouts. A run here gives the Ironmen a lead, and we're only playing 7 in this ball game.
Now there's 1-1. That one low, moves the count 2-1. Joe Scott Pace bats from the right side against the righty Landon Williams. The 2-1 pitch now. And that one is hit into the glove of Joey Roddy. Roddy stands up, throws over to first. In time! Joey Roddy, an incredible play over at third. And Landon Williams keeps the Scouts tie intact. A hard ground ball over to third. Roddy, backhand, stands up, long throw over to first just to quickly beat out the runner. And the 1-1 game stays intact. And that is going to end it for the Ironmen in the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man left. We have played 6. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here for the top of the 7th inning, and this will be the final inning of regulation in game one of this doubleheader between the Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen. And the new pitcher into the ball game for the Lorain County Ironmen, it is Jarrett Peterson. Peterson has appeared in a couple of ball games, pitched 5 1/3 innings pitched, a 8.43 ERA. He has struck out 4 and walked 4. And it's going to be Chris Ackerman, Kyle Casserly, and Joey Roddy to face this new lefty here in this game that's deadlocked at 1 in the 7th and final inning of regulation play. So Ackerman to the plate. He is 0 for 1 today, did draw a walk his first time up. First pitch to Ackerman, and that one's hit hard over to the third. Taking it on one hop is the third baseman. Throw over to first in time. A very good play defensively by the third baseman, Caleb Waller, to get out number 1 here. Mark it away is a 5-3. And now with the leadoff man down, it's going to be Kyle Casserly to the plate. Kyle Casserly, it's been a day to forget for him so far. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. First pitch to Cass. Upstairs and outside, ball number 1.
And we'll see if Peterson remembers the strategy of his teammate, Ryan LePage. LePage was not giving Casserly fastballs. The first pitch there, a fastball high. Let's see if Casserly can drive one.
1-0. And just like Gabe said, they give him the off speed. Swing and a miss there. Evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 1-1 is the score. The pitch. And that one low and inside, but a called strike, says the home plate umpire. So the count moves 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Lefty-lefty matchup favoring the pitcher. The 1-2 pitch. And Cass waves, and they say he just got a piece of it. Literally the most minimal foul ball that you could possibly see. So new life for Casserly. 1 ball, 2 strikes again. And that ball just skimming the bat of Casserly and dying in the batter's box on the other side of the plate. 1-2 again. Casserly watches on the outside. Ball 2. Count evens up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Casserly at the plate. Joey Roddy awaits on deck.
The Scouts badly needing a base runner. 10 straight retired by the Ironmen.
The 2-2. And swung on and missed. Drop third strike. Throw over to first is going to be in time. Out number 2. So the Scouts
now batting
2 up,
Xenia,
2 down.
Roddy.
And Joey Roddy going to need to get something going here if the Scouts have any hope of winning this one in regulation. 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning of this ball game that is only supposed to be 7 innings. First pitch to Roddy. Joey watches on the outside. Looks like umpire goes down. And he's just taking a deep breath there. Yeah, he's still with the hands on the knees there.
That hit him in an area you do not want to be hit in. That ball bounced right on the plate, went under the catcher pace, and just came right up on him.
So a meeting at the mound. Ross Yoder, the first base coach for the Scouts, as well as a couple of guys from the Lorain County side and the field umpire, Brian Miller, in to have a word with Rudy Dennison, but Rudy says he is all right. So 1 ball and no strikes, but 2 away here in the top of the 7th. We're ready to get things going here again. Joey Roddy really connected with one at the beginning of this ball game. It was absolutely taken away in a highway robbery by the left fielder, Richard Phillips, who made a spectacular diving grab. So Roddy steps in. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the heart of the plate, a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count. With 2 away, Roddy came into the game batting a $125 with an RBI. 1-1. And that one bouncing in the dirt in front of the plate. So Roddy moves ahead in the count, 2-1. If Roddy can get on, it'll be Ange Bourgeois up next, followed by Dylan Lattenville. The 2-1 pitch. And Joey Roddy hits that one into high, deep right center field, but the right fielder, Michael Blatchford, is going to make the grab for out number 3. So the Scouts go down in order for the third inning in a row. And they will not win this game in the 7-inning regulation that has been allotted. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So to the bottom of the 7th we go. It's going to be Landon Williams out to pitch his second inning of work, or he appeared with one away in the bottom of the 6th. So he got 2 outs there, but his first full inning of work. And first pitch is hit in the outfield left field. Ben Beachy running into left field calls off Jordan Lambert. 1 pitch, 1 out. Out number 1.
And thank goodness Ben Beachy got a good read on that ball, because the third baseman, Joey Roddy, did not see it. He was still in the infield looking for the ball when Beachy made the grab, and that was a flare out to left. There was no way Jordan Lambert in left field was getting into that ball. A great play by the shortstop.
Yeah, Joey Roddy had no idea where that ball was. But now with 1 away, it's going to be Richard Phillips to the plate. Phillips is 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch from Landon. That one missing on the inside. A fastball just inside. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Now remember, folks, for those of you just joining us, this is game 1 of a 2-game doubleheader. 2-game doubleheader, that's 1-0 pitch finds the zone. But this game only slotted for 7 innings. However, if the Ironmen don't win the game here in the bottom of the 7th, we will be doing a little bit more than that at least. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Just low and out and away, I suppose. So 2 balls and a strike now with 1 out. Richard Phillips, like I said, 0 for 2. Came into the game batting .313 with an RBI. Time is called. Phillips bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher Landon Williams. Williams sets and delivers the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball finds the outside part of the plate. A called strike 2. Seeming a little bit of inconsistency in this zone game. Don't you agree?
The pitch before from Williams looked more like a strike to me than that one, but either way, it's 2-2.
2-2 pitch coming now. And that one certainly low and away. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. It's Richard Phillips at the plate. Nicholas Novak waits on deck. So now Williams looks to the catcher, Chris Ackerman. 3-2 pitch coming now. Breaking ball, and that one is looped into left field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. So the first hit allowed by Landon Williams thus far. And the Ironmen have what would be the winning
Now
run
batting for the Ironmen
on
is
base here.
shortstop, Nick Novak.
And that was a good piece of hitting from Richard Phillips. The slider from Landon Williams, he waited back on it and just fisted that out to left field. And now the winning runs on first base.
Third baseman Joey Roddy taking a couple steps in now. The batter is Nick Novak. He bats from the left side against the righty Williams. Big lead over at first for Richard Phillips. First pitch, breaking ball, finds the zone. A called strike one. 0-1 goes the count now. Novak is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out his last time up, grounded out over to second his first time up. Novak, however, a 3.04 hitter on the year coming into today. So very talented guy. 0-1 pitch. That one. Slider finds the zone yet again. So Landon Williams quickly ahead in this count. 0-2 here with one away. The double play ball would be an unbelievable blessing with the very talented Chase Canoodle, the leadoff hitter awaiting on deck. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike three. Landon Williams with his second punch out of the day. A big one at that. And now with 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th, Landon Williams is tasked to retire Chase Canoodle, the guy who has been hitting better than anyone in this Lorain County Ironman order. Canoodle came into the game batting .440 with 9 RBIs. So far today, he is 2 for 3. First pitch to Canoodle. And that one is hit into right field, and that's going to drop. It's going to roll to Dylan Lautenbill, rounding second and heading for third is going to be Richard Phillips. So runners at the corners. The winning run 90 feet away and 2 outs. And we talked about how last inning would have been the biggest moment for Landon Williams and the biggest moment for Scouts pitching so far this season. Well, that has now been replaced with this moment. The bottom of the 7th. The winning run is at third. The batter, Michael Blatchford. Blatchford, 0 for 3 on the day. Came into the game batting .267. He bats from the left side against the righty Landon Williams. First pitch coming here. And Williams looking and doing a quick move over to third, a quick move over to first. Got my heart rate up after all the balks we've seen so far this season.
I was going to say, we've seen about 10 balks thus far.
First pitch. Taken off the plate, ball one. Michael Blatchford, the batter. Blatchford from Ohio Wesleyan. He hit .362 with the Battling Bishops over at Ohio Wesleyan this past year. That's 50 hits. He had 6 doubles, 1 home run, and 11 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch, and that one is hit high in the air and deep to right field, but Dylan Lautenbill backs up, comes under it, and makes the grab for out number 3. Landon Williams gets himself out of trouble, and we are going into extra innings here at the Pipe Yard in Lorain County, Ohio. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. 1-1 is the score. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the top of the 8th we go. The Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen are going to need more than the allotted 7 innings that they were given in game 1 of this doubleheader. First pitch to Ange Bourgeois. He'll lay a bunt down, but that'll go foul. 0-1 goes the count. The pitcher, Jarrett Peterson, back out for his 2nd inning of work. And coming in with an ERA of 8.16. Hopefully, the Scouts are able to get something going against this guy. But it'll be Ange Bourgeois, Dylan Lattenville, and Francisco Andina due up in the inning. 0-1 the pitch, and Bourgeois chasing on the outside, a changeup. So Ange quickly behind in this count, 0-2.
That's been the theme all day. Off-speed pitches that the Scouts cannot hit.
0-2. And that one upstairs and outside moves the count 1-2. Bourgeois is 0 for 2 on the day, both times flying out to left field. He came into this game batting at a .240 mark. 1-2 pitch, and swung on and missed strike 3. Ange Bourgeois goes down swinging. The 2nd strikeout of the day for Jarrett Peterson. And now the leadoff man away, and Dylan Lattenville to the plate.
And if you're Ironman pitchers, why not keep doing it? Normally, you throw your off-speed off the plate, try to get hitters to chase. It's your waste pitch. Today, it's the opposite. They're throwing fastballs off the plate. They're throwing fastballs high, away, trying to get Xenia to chase that way. And they're throwing the off-speed curveballs, changeups in there for strikes.
First pitch to Lattenville. Dylan takes on the outside. That ball was a fastball in the dirt on the outside part of the plate. 1-0 the count now with 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Lattenville is 0 for 1 today. As he watches 1-0 upstairs, the count moves 2-0. Lattenville's first time up, he walked, ended up being called out when he was caught stealing. That was in the 3rd, and then he grounded out to 3rd back in the 5th. The 2-0 pitch. And Dylan watches up and away, so 3 balls, no strikes. Lattenville highly unlikely to swing at the 3-0 pitch here. And 3-0 is upstairs, 4-0. So Dylan Lattenville draws his 2nd walk of the game. And the Scouts with the go-ahead run on base now for Francisco Andina. Francisco Andina.
Now batting Francisco
The only
Andina.
one of 2 extra base hits for the Scouts today. He doubled back in the 3rd, then ended up coming around to score on an Aaron Takas sac fly. Andina bats from the left side against the southpaw Jarrett Peterson. Lattenville with a big lead over at first. First pitch. Up and away. Ball number 1.
5 straight balls from Peterson, and Andina leads this team with 9 walks. I would be very, not hesitant, but careful to swing here, especially when you know you've been getting walked a lot to start the year.
Francisco Andina came into this game with 9 walks. That's the highest on the team. And we're looking at Jarrett Peterson. He has walked 4 batters in 5 innings pitched coming into this contest. The 1-0, and that one in the dirt and on the outside, ball 2. So 6 straight balls thrown here by Jarrett Peterson. And Francisco Andina, a guy who, like we said, draws walks better than anyone on this Xenia ball club thus far, is going to have to look to employ some plate discipline unless he really sees a pitch he thinks he can connect with. Lattenville, big lead over at first. And time is called there by Andina.
And we saw this last time Lattenville got on with a walk, even with the lefty on the mound. He is not afraid to get a big lead. He actually went and tried to steal the last time he was on. You mentioned he got caught stealing, but he's going to get out there.
Big lead for Lattenville yet again. 2-0 pitch. And that one finds the zone, a called strike, moves the count 2 balls and a strike.
Right at the knees of Andina. That one catches the zone. Still ahead in the count, though, 2-1.
Close pitch there. 2 balls and a strike the count. Ben Beachy and the top of the Xenia order await on deck. Pickoff attempt over to first. Lottonville sliding back safely.
And Lottonville has the confidence over there at first base. He knows his distance he can get off. He knows what's safe to dive back. He's not one of those guys that's going to take a couple steps back and stay standing. He's going to dive face first back to the base.
The 2-1 pitch. That one taken on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Once again, a very close pitch delivered there. The count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here in the top of the 8th. The runner at first is Dylan Lottonville. We are in de facto extra innings of this 7-inning game. 2-2 pitch in the dirt on the outside. The count goes full.
And now if you're Andina, you have to protect anything around the corners, at the knees. We've seen the home plate umpire, Denius, call anything just a little low or about a ball outside. It's unfortunate, but you got to protect here.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, and that one is up and away, ball 4. So Francisco Andina draws walk number 10 of the season. And the Scouts with runners at first and second and 1 out. And now it's back to the top of the order with Ben Beachy.
For the Scouts, Ben Beachy.
And that's the plate discipline we have seen from Andina all year long. Walk number 10, as you mentioned. Now the Scouts, the head run on second, 180 feet away. Andina on first, and Ben Beachy, who has smoked the ball. All 3 times he's been up. Only 1 hit for Beachy, but 2 hard ground outs to the right side. Hopefully one can get through this time.
So Ben Beachy steps in. Beachy from Otterbein College, the shortstop, came into this game batting .321 with 9 RBIs so far today. 1 for 3. He singled in the 3rd. Other than that, a couple of ground outs. First pitch to Beachy. Fastball outside part of the plate, a called strike. Beachy with 2 doubles coming into this game. A double here would be big time. 0-1, and Beachy fouls that one right back, and Beachy chasing, unfortunately, at a pitch way on the outside.
And it was on the outside, but as a hitter, when Denius has been calling that low outside pitch
true.
all day, unfortunately you just can't afford to lay off. I agree, it was probably a ball, but we've seen that call to strike probably once or twice today.
No, I agree with you on that. 0-2 pitch, and that one is lifted a flare into the glove of the shortstop. However, that one looked like right off the bat maybe he had a chance to drop into shallow center, but the spin just dying there as the shortstop, Nick Novak, able to make the grab on the border of the infield and the outfield in center field. And now Ryan Park's going to come to the plate. And 2 outs now. Dylan Lottonville at second. Francisco Andina is at first. Park came into this game in the 6th inning as a pinch hitter for Aaron Takas.
And Takas the DH, so they just killed the DH. No one had to change in the field. And now Park, the righty, steps up.
First pitch. Low and away, ball 1. Ryan Park, 0 for 1 on the day, grounded at the 3rd, his first time up. Park, the freshman from Point Loma Nazarene, the native of Fullerton, California. 1-0 pitch. That one comes on the inside, ball 2. Park quickly ahead in this count, 2-0. Ryan just finishing up his freshman year at Point Loma. Came into this game batting .318. He has also drawn 5 walks thus far this season. That is 3rd highest on the Scouts club. 2-0 pitch. Fastball. Upstairs part of the zone in there for a called strike. Moves the count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs here. In the top of the 8th. Runners at first and second. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that one, a breaking ball, catches the outside part of the plate for a called strike 2. So the count evens up now. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Ryan Park, a big spot here in the top of the 8th. with the Scouts and the Ironmen all tied up at 1. The 2-2 pitch, and that one hit in the air, a liner right into the glove of the third baseman, Caleb Waller. And that's going to do it for the Scouts here in the top of the 8th. No runs on no hits, but 2 men left aboard for the Scouts. We have reached the middle of the 8th inning. The Scouts and the Ironmen still tied up at 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we are here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Scouts and the Ironmen still locked up at 1. It's going to be the 3, 4, 5 spot in Lorain County order. Out to face Landon Williams here. Williams has not allowed a run in an inning and 2/3 of work thus far. First pitch from Williams. Slider outside part of the plate. Ball number 1. The batter, Antonio Bennett. He's 0 for 2 today. Walked in the 6th, then stole a base. Ended up being stranded at 3rd. 1-0 pitch. Williams low and away again. The count moves 2 balls, no strikes. Bennett came into the game batting .320. The second baseman from Toledo bats from the right side against the righty Landon Williams. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Count moves 2-1. Remember, folks, it's the bottom of the 8th, but we are in extra innings. If the Ironmen can put up a run here, that would win them the game. 2-1. And that one, a slow roller over towards third. Joey Roddy comes in, but it gets under his glove as he charges. Call it an infield hit in all likelihood. And the speedy Antonio Bennett is at first here. With nobody out, he represents the winning run in this ball game.
And after Joey Roddy saved the Xenia Scouts game in the bottom of the 6th inning with a diving play, he just lets that slow ground ball go under his glove. No panic yet. Only a runner on first, and Landon Williams on the mound for the Scouts.
Sam Casanelli to the plate. Casanelli, 1 for 3 on the day. He's singled in the 4th. Since then, a couple of flyouts. Casanelli came into this game batting .353. The pitch. And bunt laid down the first base line. A slow roller. Landon Williams is going to shovel it over to first in time to get the runner at first. But the bunt does its job, advancing the winning run, Antonio Bennett, over to second.
Third baseman, Caleb Waller.
And now with 1 away, it's going to be Caleb Waller to the plate. Waller, 2 for 3 on the day. He's singled twice off of Jack Raines. Struck out swinging his last time up. That was against Landon Williams. So let's see if Williams can recreate the magic here against Waller and get what would be a very big second out. Pitch, and that one a grounder in fair territory. Oh no, they're going to call it foul.
And I think the Scouts might have got their luckiest break of the year there.
That might have been the break of the year. That was it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell from here.
People yelling fair. I mean, the Lorain County management aren't going crazy, so It is what it is. So just calling a foul ball down the first base line, but that one was a quick hopper right near the bag, and
that's the game if
that
it's
would have been
fair.
the game if it was fair. Exactly. So now 0-1 with one away. The runner at second, Antonio Bennett. Waller bats from the left side against the righty Landon Williams. Oh, 1 on the outside, evens at the count 1-1.
And as you mentioned, Bennett with speed on second. A base hit anywhere probably scores the winning run. Landon Williams hoping to keep the ball in the infield or a very shallow fly ball.
Landon Williams, one of the most effective guys, if not the most effective guy, on this Xenia pitching staff. 1-1, and they're going to try to go over to third. He's caught in a pickle. Joey Roddy lays down the tag. Going a little bit early was Antonio Bennett. He tried to swipe third, but Landon Williams notices it, just tosses it over to Joey Roddy at third. Roddy lays down the tag, out number 2, and the threat very much minimized here from Lorain County here in the bottom of the 8th.
And the only reason you would steal third is to put the sac fly into play. That's the only reason I can think of. And Casanelli, as you mentioned, just takes off too early.
Liner right at the second baseman, Ange Bourgeois. They're going to say maybe it was on the ground. Oh, no, they'll give him credit for taking it on the fly as he's about to underhand toss it to first. So the Scouts keep this one going. Landon Williams continues to pitch extremely impressively here in his relief appearance. We have played 8 innings of baseball at the Pipe Yard in Lorain County, Ohio. The Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen still all locked up at 1. Extra inning number 2 of baseball coming at you real fast. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the top of the 9th we go. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. It is extra inning number 2 of baseball in this game that was slotted to be just 7 innings. And it's Jordan Lambert to the plate for the Scouts as they try to put a run on the board and end this first game here. First pitch to Lambert. That one catches the outside part of the plate. A called strike 1.
And that's tough. Xenia Scouts hitters have been falling behind in counts all day. And once again, it happens here to Lambert.
Lambert swinging and missing at a pitch on the outside. And like Gabe said earlier, it's like, how can you not swing at pitches way off the plate like Jordan Lambert just did when they're calling pitches way off the plate, called strikes? 0-2, and that one a grounder over towards second. The second baseman Bennett's going to pick it up, throw over to first in time, out number 1. And that's tough. And that's exactly, it's like you can clearly see how the botched called on the first strike on a pitch way off the plate leads to Jordan Lambert chasing on the outside on 0-2, and at that point you're in just a 0-2 gap when you really feel like you shouldn't be. But now 1 away here in the top of the 9th. First pitch to Chris Ackerman. Ackerman watches on the outside for a called strike.
And it's just much, much harder to hit when you're constantly behind in the count. Not even 0-2, but 0-1, just like Ackerman is right now. Totally throws off your approach.
And that one taken on the outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Ackerman. Chris is 0 for 2 on the day. He drew a walk. His first time up back in the second, since then a fly out and a ground out. 1-1 pitch upstairs. 2-1 now the count. Ackerman came into the game with a .278 average, an on-base percentage of over 500, and he fouls the 2-1 pitch right back into the screen. The count's going to even up, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that was the best pitch of the at-bat for Ackerman, a fastball right at the knees on the inside half of the plate. He just missed it. Instead of taking that into left field, fouled it off right behind the plate.
The lefty, Peterson, still in the ball game. 2-2 pitch, way outside. The count moves 3 balls and 2 strikes here.
And a base runner here would be huge for the Scouts. You were hoping to do damage here in this inning with your 3, 4, 5 batters up. Ackerman going down would hurt.
3-2. And Ack fouls that one back into the screen, staying alive at full count. We're going to do 3-2 again. The Scouts have been held hitless since the first batter of the 4th inning, when Jordan Lambert laced a double but was stranded. Since then, the only 2 base runners were walks. And that ball in there for a called strike 3 on 3-2. Chris Ackerman goes down looking. And 2 up, 2 down for the Scouts here in the top of the 9th, who just can't seem to get anything going against this reliever, Peterson.
And you said it. The only 2 base runners for the Scouts since the first batter in the 4th have been Lottenville and Andina on walks last inning. Otherwise, for Ironmen pitchers, that is now 17 straight.
So now it's Kyle Casserly to the plate. Casserly, it has been a day to forget. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. First pitch, that one finds the zone and called strike 1.
Curveball on the outside edge. Same thing to Cass all day. He's going to have to wait back and drill one of these curveballs or changeups because he's not going to see a fastball.
0-1. Cass, check swing, but gets a piece of it with the foul ball back into the screen. And Casserly is behind in this count, 0-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th.
And you can tell everybody is just frustrated. Cass looks back to the dugout and kind of grimaces. They're not seeing any good pitches, and it's hard to hit behind the count.
0-2. And Casserly ropes that one into left center field, and that's going to drop. Bouncing right in front of the warning trap. Kyle Casserly rounds first. He's headed for second, and he will get there standing. A stand-up double from Kyle Casserly. And the Scouts with the go-ahead run in scoring position and 2 outs now for Joey Roddy.
A big 2-out hit from Kyle Casserly, and he did exactly that. He waited back on an off-speed pitch and took it the other way. We've seen Roddy drive a ball out to left field hard his first time up today. A couple weak flyouts since then, but we know Roddy has the power to put something in the gap. And we'll see if a base hit can score a run as well.
So the Scouts with their first hit since the top of the 4th inning. Kyle Casserly would give the Scouts the lead here in extra innings. 2 outs. First pitch. Joey Roddy takes first pitch fastball inside part of the plate, a called strike. Roddy bats from the right side against the southpaw Peterson.
And that's where I'd like to see Roddy jump on that pitch. That's the first pitch fastball we've seen in a couple innings. And now he's behind in the count 0-1.
The 0-1 pitch. Taken low and away, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. It's Joey Roddy at the plate. Roddy is 0 for 3 today. Really connected one, but was robbed in the 2nd inning. Since then, a couple of lazy flyouts. The 1-1 pitch now. That one comes way on the inside, almost gets Roddy's elbow. Count moves 2 balls and 1 strike now. The runner at second is Kyle Casserly. We are all tied up at 1 here in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch now. Check swing, did he go? They say Joey Roddy did go around at a ball in the dirt, so that evens up the count 2-2.
And that's tough. That was a good changeup from Jared Peterson on the mound. That ball looked like a fastball for most of the way and had Roddy fooled. And now, as you said, a 2-2 count.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, but 2 outs here. The runner at second is Kyle Casserly. Here's the pitch, and that one in the dirt on the outside. Roddy able to hold off there. Well, appeal to the umpire in the field says, yes, he did hold off there, as that one might have been closer than it appeared, but good job by Roddy holding off. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, but 2 outs. The pitcher, Jarrett Peterson, looks to the catcher, Joe Scott Pace. The pitch, and Roddy swings and misses at a changeup on the outside, and that is going to do it for the Scouts in the top of the 9th. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man stranded. We have reached the middle of the 9th inning. The Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen still all locked up at 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Landon Williams out to pitch his 3rd full inning of work. He has pitched 2 2/3 thus far. It's going to be Joe Scott Pace, Canyon McWilliams, and Richard Phillips due up for the Ironmen here. First pitch fouled right back into the box. 0-1 goes the count. Joe Scott Pace is 0 for 3 on the day. His last time up, he hit a hard ground ball that was backhanded by Joey Roddy and thrown over to first just in time to save the Scouts in the bottom of the 6th. We are all tied up at 1 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nothing and 1 the count. Pace awaits the 0-1. And that one, a curveball fouled straight back into the netting. So Landon Williams ahead in this count, 0-2. Pace came into this game batting .150 on the season. The catcher from Angelo State University. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And breaking ball. Taken on the outside there by Pace. The count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Joe Scott Pace, when that ball trickled to the backstop, he swung his bat trying to get the umpire to call a drop 3rd strike. He was going to take first base. No luck for him.
The 1-2 pitch. And that one, a ground ball over towards short. Beachy fields it, picks it up, throws on over to first. In time for out number 1. Mark it down as a 6-3.
Now batting for the Ironmen, the first baseman, number 30, Canyon McWilliams.
It's going to bring Canyon McWilliams to the plate. Canyon McWilliams, the first baseman from Florida Southern. He singled in the 2nd inning. That drove in the only run of the game for the Lorain County Ironmen. His only hit on the day, however, he is 1 for 3. First pitch, fouled straight back into the screen. McWilliams came into the game batting .333. He continues to bat .333 as he is 1 for 3 so far on the game. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball off the plate, ball 1.
And normally we see that slider/breaking ball working for Landon Williams. That's his punch-out pitch, his go-to. Today it's been just off the plate, and home plate umpire Rudy Denias is not giving it to him.
1-1. And that one is in the air towards left, but that's going to hook foul. So make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now. His last time up and the only time up against Landon Williams, Canyon McWilliams blew out into very shallow left where it was caught by Ben Beachy. 1-2 pitch, and that one's hit in the air towards left yet again. Not very deep. Jordan Lambert's going to come under it and make the grab for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for the Ironmen in the bottom of the ninth.
Rick Phillips.
It's going to be Rick Phillips to the plate now. Phillips. His last time up back in the 7th, he singled off Williams. One of 2 hits recorded off Williams thus far. First pitch. That one a fastball taken low. Ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. We are still tied up at 1 run apiece. The 1-0 pitch. And a curveball is hit into shallow center. Chasing back is Bourgeois. He's going to get called off by the center fielder, Francisco Andina, who makes the grab on the run for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Landon Williams. And 9 innings has still not been enough to determine a winner in this ball game. It's the Scouts 1, the Lorain County Ironmen 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the top of the 10th inning. The Scouts and the Lorain County Ironmen are still tied up at 1. It's Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. And we got a new pitcher in for the Lorain County Ironmen. It's going to be Justin Lasario. Lasario has appeared in 4 games so far for the Ironmen. He has pitched 6 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 9 runs, struck out 3, walked 3. That's good for a 12.15 ERA. His batting average against, .296.
And being a righty, that favors Bourgeois, who's up to the plate, and Andina, a lefty, the 3rd batter up in the inning for the Scouts.
So as Gabe said, Ange Bourgeois leads things off. First pitch, changeup, I suppose, on the outside part of the plate. A called strike 1. Bourgeois is 0 for 3 on the day. His last time up, he went down swinging. Other than that, a couple of flyouts to left field. The 0-1 is low and outside. Evens the count up 1-1. Lasario at school appeared in 3 games, 3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 7 earned runs, good for a 21 flat ERA. 1-1 pitch, and fouling that out of play on the third base side is Ange Bourgeois. He's now behind in this count 1-2.
And we've seen that all day from the Xenia Scouts lineup. That pitch was right where Bourgeois likes it, lowing in on a lefty, and he was just under that ball, a little late on it as well. You could see he was frustrated after he fouled it off.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Bourgeois hits that one hard, but foul down the third base line, out of play. So we're going to do 1 and 2 all over again. Like Gabe said, it's Bourgeois, Lawtonville, and Andina due up here in the top of the 10th of what was scheduled to be just a 7-inning ball game. The 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, ball 2.
And a good job by Bourgeois to foul off a 1-2 pitch. Now he takes a ball high. The count's even.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bourgeois bats from the left side against the righty Lazario. The 2-2 pitch. And Bourgeois hits that in the air, a flare, but it's going to go just foul on the third base line. So Ange Bourgeois doing a good job of working the count here after falling behind 1 and 2. Count stays 2 and 2 as we await the, I believe, 6th pitch of this at bat. 6 or 7. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that one, some chin music there, coming way up and way in. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes as the Scouts looking to get the leadoff man aboard here, try to get something going, try to get anything going in a game where their offense, for the most part, has been entirely stagnant. The 3 and 2 coming now. And that ball is roped into right field, a base hit. Ange Bourgeois with his first hit of the day, and the Scouts have the leadoff man aboard here in the top of the 10th.
And a good piece of hitting by Ange Bourgeois. He fouls off a couple pitches you mentioned. It's a 7-pitch at bat by the junior from Biola. And now he picked a good time for his first hit of the day. A leadoff runner on. Dylan Lawtonville has been very patient at the plate today. Hopefully that continues.
You talk about the patience at the plate so far today for Lawtonville. He has drawn a couple of walks. Officially 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out to third back in the 5th. And Lawtonville shows bunt but pulls back as that ball is taken high, ball number 1.
And they're thinking bunt all the way. The third baseman, Caleb Waller, was over halfway to home plate. And I'm curious to see if Bubba Cates is going to keep the bunt on, trying to get Bourgeois to second.
Francisco Andina awaits on deck. Showing bunt again, but pulling back is Dylan Lawtonville. A curveball taken on the inside. The count moves 2-0.
And now with a 2-0 count, I am even more curious to see if Bubba Cates keeps it on. Lawtonville, you know, has power. He's gotten robbed a couple times at the warning track. I'm curious to see if you let him hit, especially ahead in the count 2-0.
2 balls and no strikes. Showing bunt. The runner goes. The Bourgeois slides into second. The throw was offline. Ange Bourgeois steals a base on what was ball 3. Or was it ball?
I thought they called that ball 3. The scoreboard right now says 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, and so does the umpire. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Ange Bourgeois now over at second. Nobody out here. Dylan Lawtonville is the batter. Lawtonville bats from the right side against the righty Lazario. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, low and away, ball 3, and a big-time 3-1 count here for Dylan Lawtonville, who's been looking for something to hit all day.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Unless you get your pitch right here, a fastball over the plate, there's no reason to chase on a 3-1 pitch with the go-ahead run at second.
3-1 now. And that ball is low and away, ball 4. So Dylan Lawtonville draws a walk. And the Scouts with runners at first and second, and nobody out for Francisco Andina. And now this is where I would do the bunt. This is where I would do the bunt.
And if Andina lays the bunt down, as you are talking about, if it works and if it executes the way Coach Bubba Cates wants it to, you'd have runners on second and third with 1 out, and Ben Beachy, your leadoff hitter, coming to the plate.
In the worst possible case scenario, though, there could be like a double play, but bunt, pulls back, throw back to second, and that one's going to get under the glove of the second baseman. Sliding into third is Ange Bourgeois. The catcher, Joe Scott Pace, thought he had Ange Bourgeois leading off of second after the first pitch, but he throws over to second. The shortstop, Nick Novak, is unable to catch it. It rolls under his glove, and Bourgeois, who thought he might have been a dead duck in the middle of second and third, slides into third, and now it's runners at the corners and nobody out.
Andina showed bunt. Bourgeois was trying to get a head start so he wouldn't be caught at third. He was already halfway to the base, and Andina didn't get the bunt down. He took a strike, so he was caught, and luckily the ball trickled away into the outfield, and Bourgeois was safe.
0-1. That ball low and inside, and Joe Scott Pace backhands it on the inside part of the plate for a ball in the dirt. And if he had let that one get behind him, it would be 2-1 Scouts right now. But now instead, it's still runners at the corners. Nobody out here in the top of the 10th. 1-1 is the score. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count to Francisco Andina. Andina awaits the 1-1 pitch, and that one a grounder over towards short. They're going to go to second for 1. The throw to first for 2 will be in time. A 6-4-3 double play, but Ange Bourgeois comes home, and the Scouts finally get that run on the board. They take a 2-1 lead.
So it's not exactly what you were looking for because now there's nobody on for Xenia. But despite the 6-4-3 double play, Francisco Andina gets his second RBI of the year, and the Scouts have finally broken through, as you mentioned, a 2-1 lead in the 10th.
So now it's Ben Beachy in the top of the order. First pitch to Beachy. Curveball finds the zone, a called strike 1. Beachy is 1 for 4 on the day. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball away, evens up the count 1-1. Beachy from Otterbein College came into the game batting .321. The Scouts now lead 2-1 in this contest after Ange Bourgeois scored following the double play. 1-1 pitch high and upstairs. Moves the count 2-1. Beachy, he bats from the right side against the righty Lazario. The 2-1 pitch. And that one comes way inside. It almost catches a pizza Beachy. But Beachy getting out of the way quickly enough, so the count goes 3 balls and a strike, and the Scouts obviously hoping to tack on as much as they can get here.
And I think Beachy might have been a little upset that he didn't take that right there on the front leg. It was a little above the knee. He wanted the free base. He didn't get it.
3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. And Ben Beachy is aboard, and the Scouts with a 2-out base runner as they try to extend their 2-1 lead here. And Ryan Park with a chance to do it. Park is 0 for 2 on the day. His last time up, he made pretty good contact with that ball, a hard liner, but it was just right over to the third baseman. Beachy's at first. Park awaits. Ryan takes low and in, ball number 1. Or no, strike 1, I should say. It's hard to tell with these zones, man. But nothing in 1 the count here with 2 away. Beachy leads over at first. The 0-1 pitch. And that one finding the zone again, taken all the way by Ryan Park, so he finds himself in a 0-2 hole.
That one just on the outside corner.
So no balls, 2 strikes, but 2 outs here. Ryan Park awaits. The pitch. And swung on and missed strike 3. The Scouts are retired, but 1 run on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We go into the bottom of the 10th inning, and it will be Landon Williams, who is 3 outs away from getting the Scouts win number 3 on this young season. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we go into the bottom of the 10th inning. The Scouts with a 2-1 lead, and Landon Williams needs 3 more outs to close the door on this game and give the Scouts win number 3 on the season. It's going to be Nick Novak, Chase Canoodle, and Michael, what's his face, to come to the plate here for the Lorain County Ironmen in the bottom of the 10th. First pitch to Nick Novak. That one's taken in there for a called strike. The 0-1. Fouled straight back into the screen, and Williams quickly ahead in this count, 0-2. The Scouts took the lead here in the top of the 10th. It was Ange Bourgeois scoring on a ball put in play by Francisco Ondina. Ended up being a 6-4-3 double play, but with nobody out, it didn't matter. The Scouts took a 2-1 lead. The 0-2 pitch from Landon Williams. Curveball outside. Ball 1. Count moves 1-2. Nick Novak on the day. He is 0 for 3. He has struck out a couple of times. 1-2 pitch, and that one check swing over towards third. Joey Roddy's going to mishandle it, throw to first. It's not going to be nearly in time. And the Lorain County Ironmen with a man aboard now, and the top of the order coming up, and this one not going to be as easy as it seemed.
That's the second time today on that slow roller in the dirt. We've seen Joey Roddy have a problem with that ball.
Indeed. So the tying run at first, the go-ahead run at the plate, and Chase Canoodle. Canoodle is 3 for 4 on the day. As he lays a bunt down the third base line, Joey Roddy comes in again, throws to first in time to get Canoodle. The bunt will advance Nick Novak over to second. And the tying run now in scoring position with 1 out.
Michael Blatchford.
And this is the exact same situation that took place in the 8th inning for the Ironmen. And then Antonio Bennett got caught in a rundown in between second and third and was thrown out at third.
So now it's Michael Blatchford to the plate with a runner at second and 1 out. Blatchford is 0 for 4 on the day. 0 for 1 against Landon Williams. First pitch. Finds the zone, a called strike. Blatchford came into the day batting .267 with a couple of RBIs. Williams, the righty against the left-handed or the left side hitting Michael Blatchford. 0-1 pitch, and that one fouled hard back into the screen. The count goes 0-2.
And I'm curious to see what Landon Williams comes with here. His curveball has missed, and his slider as well has missed just off the plate these past few innings all day today for Williams. His fastball has been getting over very easily. We'll see if he can get the off-speed pitch over.
No balls and 2 strike with 1 out here. The runner at second is Nick Novak. The Scouts with a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 10th. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. The curveball from Landon Williams sits down Michael Blatchford, and now Williams just 1 out away from closing the books on this one. And the batter he is going to have to face is Antonio Bennett. Bennett, he's 0 for 3 today, reached on an error his last time up, ended up getting caught stealing. Prior to that, a flyout and a strikeout, also reached on a walk. Bennett bats from the right side against the righty Landon Williams. Big lead at second for Nick Novak. First pitch. Curveball on the outside. 1 ball, no strikes to count here. Bennett came into the day batting .320 on the year with 7 RBIs. With 2 outs here, anything put in the air that drops would certainly score Nick Novak at second. 1-0 pitch. That one low and in. So 2 straight balls here thrown by Landon Williams. Two balls, no strikes, and 2 outs. Williams looks to the catcher, Ackerman. He sets and delivers. And that one finds the zone, a called strike one. The count moves 2 balls and a strike.
A good pitch at the knees there by Landon Williams. He had missed low on the previous 2. He brought it up just a hair to bring the count to 2-1.
2 balls and a strike with 2 away in the bottom of the 10th. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Curveball finds the zone yet again, and Landon Williams 1 strike away.
And after missing with that curveball all afternoon, he gets the 2 biggest curveballs of his day to fall in there for strikes. Now the 2-2, I wonder if he comes back fastball here or he tries to buckle him up.
2 balls, 2 strikes, but 2 outs here. In the bottom of the 10th, Williams looking to close the door. The pitch swung on and missed, strike 3, and that is going to do it. The Scouts pick up their 3rd win of the season. Landon Williams
That's the end of the first game,
working incredible in relief, and it took 10 innings to do it, Gabe. But the Scouts come away with this game by a score of 2-1. What are your final thoughts?
The pitching today for the Xenia Scouts. Jack Rains, 5 1/3 innings, pitched only 5 hits, only 1 run given up, a walk and 2 Ks, and then Landon Williams coming in. He works 4 2/3 innings. He strikes out 4. He doesn't walk anybody, and of course, no runs. That's the best pitching performance we have seen all year from the Xenia Scouts, and it's not even close. This rotation has struggled to begin the year. We've seen big innings put up, 4-run innings, 6-run innings, 9-run innings. And obviously there was none of that today. 1 run by the Ironmen in the 2nd inning, 0s from the 3rd to the 10th. And now hopefully we can pick up 2 today.
And the Scouts taking the first game of this doubleheader by a score of 2-1. We don't want to bore you with talking too much because, quite frankly, we're going to be back on the air in just a few minutes. So don't go anywhere, folks. I mean, actually, you can go somewhere because we're going to make a new link for the 2nd game. So go, take a deep breath, come back and join us in about 30 minutes, and we're going to take you to the 2nd game of this doubleheader. We hope to have you back. You have been listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We'll see you in a few.